sports car company Porsche somewhat conservative. When an all-new model is launched, a double take is usually required to differentiate between it and the older model. This Porsche Boxster represents little change in the German sports car company's ethos. The oft-repeated evolution not revolution applies here, but only when considering aesthetics. Under the skin it's altogether different. This generation of Boxster is up to 35 kilograms lighter compared to the previous version, and it has a wider track, a longer wheelbase, a lower ride height and larger wheels. Fuel economy has been improved by up to 15%, thanks to stop-start technology and better aerodynamics. A Sport Plus button, which makes things a little more urgent, is now included on all models. Halogen front headlamp clusters are now standard, and the new big xenon headlights, which are standard on the Boxster S, have been tweaked to give a slicker front-end look. At the rear there is no longer any convertible top compartment lid, and the taillights and the exhaust pipes have also been changed. A rear spoiler extends right across the car and into the reworked taillights, further differentiating it from the previous generation of Boxster. Porsche calls the revised design progressive evolution, and although that may be a moot point, it does look more aggressive than the outgoing model. Prices are up by about £1,000, £2,000 depending on model. Of course, the Boxster's ace card is its handling prowess, and because it's a mid-engine sports car it has the perfect layout for road holding. The previous car was pretty imperious, with rivals such as the BMW Z4 and Mercedes-Benz SLK working hard to stay in touch in the driving dynamics department. Once again, Porsche is promising to raise the bar even higher, and to boost the driving experience, buyers can opt for Porsche's Sport Chrono package to deliver an even more engaging experience. Has Porsche delivered the perfect sports car? Read on to find out. There are two derivatives. The standard Boxster and the Boxster S each can be ordered with a 6-speed manual gearbox, or the PDK 7-speed semi-automatic transmission that has paddle shifts behind the steering wheel. Both Boxsters have the Sport Plus button as standard, and that allows the driver to choose between a sporty setting, or a comfort mode that is also better for fuel economy. In sport mode you get a quicker throttle response, and with the PDK transmission upshifts take place later and downshifts come earlier. The standard Boxster has a 261 bhp 2.7-liter 6-cylinder petrol engine under the bonnet. It's 0.2 liters smaller than the predecessor, but power is up by 13 bhp. With more power and less weight, performance has been improved. The 0.62 mph sprint takes 5.8 seconds with the 6-speed manual, but in Sport Plus mode that falls to 5.7 seconds. With the PDK semi-automatic transmission the benchmark sprint is achieved in 5.5 seconds. Top speed is 164 mph. Those are the stats, but what's it like in practice? Well, power delivery on the standard Boxster is smooth, linear and uncompromising when you are in sport mode, and that's where you need to leave it if you want to push the car a little bit. Normal mode is fine around town, but get it on a broad and you'll find yourself missing that extra oomph from the sport setting. The standard Boxster is fast, but it's not brutal. Press the accelerator pedal and it'll respond dutifully. There's no unhealthy slug of power lowdown in the rev range, just a straightforward, unflustered burst of rapid acceleration. That's because the maximum power output is reached at a heady 6,700 revolutions per minute. The Boxster S, meanwhile, has the same 3.4-liter engine as before, but power has been increased by 9 bhp to give a total output of 311 bhp, also achieved at 6,700 revolutions per minute. It will get from 0.62 mph in 5.1 seconds using the 6-speed manual, 5.0 seconds flat with the help of Sport Plus, and just 4.8 seconds with the PDK gearbox. Top speed is 173 mph. The S is more urgent and it feels a handful when you are accelerating quickly. It's not unwieldy though, and if outright performance is your priority you'll not balk at the extra cost needed to secure the S. Our pick would be the standard Boxster because it's fast enough, and we think it is best with the PDK transmission. With this system you get smooth and quick gear changes using the paddle shifts. Because the clutch pedal is quite firm in manual Boxsters, the PDK option is a must-have option if you live in an urban area. It's pretty near perfect on the road. Blast into a corner and the nose will respond accordingly, and you get extra confidence because there's shed loads of grip. The wider track means the Boxster is even more composed on twisty broads and it'll change direction quickly, with an almost dart-like feel. It's extremely responsive, and although Porsche has introduced electromechanical steering, the sensations and feedback coming through the wheel are still strong. This gives you the feeling that you are at one with the car. It's not quite as good as the previous car's steering, but it is very close and only the very keen drivers would be able to tell the difference. Brakes on both models are fantastic even on slippery surfaces, allowing you to get to a standstill from speed without any fuss. You can shell out extra for the optional Sport Chrono package that helps you corner more quickly. You can also opt for Porsche's torque vectoring system to increase the handling capabilities, but we think that's an unnecessary expense. The Porsche feels like a pretty special place to be. All the cabin materials are of the highest quality and the dashboard layout is sensibly and logically laid out. You get rake and reach steering adjustment, and even with standard manual seat adjustment you won't have any problems finding a comfortable driving position. The previous model could get a little noisy in the cabin, so Porsche has added an extra layer of insulation in the soft top to quieten things down. The sports car manufacturer says it has reduced noise in the cabin by 2 decibels. Although we were not able to make a direct comparison, it is certainly true that both wind and road noise have been well muted. Of course, the Boxster and Boxster S engines do get vocal when pushed, but then that's part of the magic. They both make a fantastic noise when accelerating. Because this is a mid-engine performance car designed to go around corners quickly, one might expect the ride to suffer, but it was surprisingly supple. If you want, you can opt for the Porsche's active suspension system that offers more control when you are driving on the twisty bits, but if you are still in the city or cruising on the motorway, then you can stick to the standard setting. The Boxster is a comfortable car thanks to well-designed seats that offer plenty of lateral and upright support. Our only real gripe is that the clutch pedal on the manual is still too heavy, and that can grate when you are driving around town. The standard Boxster features an Alcantara interior, 18-inch alloy wheels and the Sport Plus button. The audio system comprises a CD player with a 7-inch color touchscreen and MP3 connectivity. The Boxster S adds 19-inch alloy wheels, partial leather interior and Bixenon headlights. Optional extras include leather seats, parking sensors, dual-zone climate control, power folding mirrors, an audio upgrade, 20-inch alloys and sat-nav. Buyers will find that these can push the purchase price up quite dramatically. The Boxster hasn't been tested by Euro NCAP yet, but it has a robust safety cell that should protect you should the worst happen. Buyers get driver and passenger front, side and head airbags, as well as the aluminum steel rollover protection bar if there's a real drama. The Boxster also comes with Porsche's stability management system, as well as other safety features such as emergency brake assistance and an electric parking brake with auto hold function. You can put the roof down at speeds of over 30 miles per hour, which can be handy. But if load space is high on your lists of priorities, then you will go elsewhere. You can store a couple of weekend bags, one on the front under the bonnet and one in the rear, and there's room in the front storage area for a laptop bag too, but that's about it. There are 150 liters of load space available at the front and 130 liters at the rear. The only places to store bits and bobs are in the door pockets. But other than that, you might have to leave your phone and sunglasses in the glove box. There are a couple of cup holders that flip out from the dashboard, and they are useful to hold bottles of water. Rear visibility is terrible when the roof's up, so parking sensors might be a worthwhile option.